Dynamos, it's me, Miss Drass, here for your read aloud. This week we're going to be reading a very exciting read aloud that's a true story. This is called Trapped by the Ice. It's the story of some men who wanted to be the first to cross the South Pole, and they get into a bit of a trouble. And then it turns into a big fight for them to live to make it off of Antarctica. So we're going to read a couple pages every day. All right? So this is Trapped by the Ice by Michael McCurdy. The Endurance, that's their ship, was trapped. Giant blocks of ice were slowly crushing her sides. From the deck, Sir Ernest Shackleton looked at the snow and the ice that spread to the horizon. 10 months before, all he had wanted was to be the first person to cross the South Pole's ice cap. Now, his only concern was for his men. What would happen to them, and how much longer did the ship have before it broke apart? The Endurance was leaking badly. Shack could not delay. That means he couldn't waste any time. He needed to start making a plan. Shack ordered his crew off the Endurance, and camp was set up on the frozen Weddell Sea. Tools, tents, scrap lumber for firewood, sleeping bags, and what little food and clothing the men had left were saved from the ship, along with 3 lifeboats in case they ever reached the water. The Endurance was a sad sight now, a useless hulk lying on its side. For months she had been the crew's home. Now they would have to get used to life on the ice, stranded hundreds of miles from the nearest land. Almost 1 month later, the sound of crushing wood startled the men. It was what they had feared. Turning toward the shipwreck, they saw her stern rose slowly in the air, tremble, and slip quickly beneath the ice. Minutes later, the hole had frozen up over the ship. She was gone forever, swallowed by the Weddell Sea. Shack talked with the ship's skipper, Frank Worsley, and his next in command, Frankie Wild. Among them, they would have to decide what to do next. Executing their plan would be difficult. By pulling the lifeboats loaded with supplies, they would try to cross the barren ice to open water. If they made it, they would use the 3 boats to reach the nearest land. Shack studied the unending snow and ice ahead of him. Was it possible? Each boat was mounted on a sled. Harnessed like horses, the men pulled 1 boat at a time. Pulling 2,000-pound loads was hard work. Soon everyone was so tired and sore that no one could pull anymore. The crew would have to wait for the ice, moved by the sea's current, to carry them north to open water. Alright friends, today we're going to talk about some of the problems that Shack and his crew have. They're going to have a lot in this book. So, on a separate piece of paper, you can list 2 problems that Shack and his crew have. Okay? See you guys later.